Alright, let's work on some 50-50s.
気になってんだやつのことあの子と恋愛ごっこまるでまんまごとのようなことしてみてんだもっともっとでも素直じゃねえんだ俺もっともっとまんざらでもない彼女の大脈がないわけじゃないみたいだからどんどん当たってくだけって万歳そんでもって前のことどうしたい君をどうにもしたかね
My name is Lucas Takano. I'm a filmmaker and also a mindset coach. And I've been skateboarding for about 3 years now. And one of the tricks that I've been struggling for a very long time is 50-50s on a flat bar. I realized that trying for all these years, it's been a huge fear factor, because there was this gap in between technique and how my mindset would want to approach certain tricks. And 50-50s specifically has been one of those tricks that the fear gap has been one of the most challenging ones. But let's hit the gym.
知ってるんじゃないかって考えてみりゃつまり自分勝手俺が好きな君は俺のことが好きな君であってつまるところ俺が好きなのは俺ってわけ潤んだ君の瞳に映る俺に乾杯そうさ君だけ君の瞳に映る俺に乾杯乾杯乾杯乾杯君の瞳に映る俺に乾杯
And when you see other people doing 50-50s, well, it doesn't feel like it's like a trick that requires a lot. And maybe when you are more experienced, that's what it looks like, right? Because it just feels like a regular ollie into an obstacle. But for me, as someone who has been skateboarding for about 3 years, it feels like the fear factor makes things so much more difficult because it's like if you don't have a proper balance, you don't have the right foot position and the right footwork, it's really hard to even imagine yourself being on top of the rail, but also like being able to be in control of the situation, while staying balanced and then being able to get out of it safely, right? And when you see my friend Luis doing his 50-50s, it's like, it doesn't look like anything crazy, but if you observe how his arms moves, right, and how he really fully stays on top of it, right, and not like me where I'm like always falling backwards, all my weight is on my back and it feels like I'm always falling backwards. So it's like my goal is really to learn this adjustment where I can be fully on top of it, right, and have my shoulders on the other side of the rail. So let's see how it goes, and I'll see you guys at the park. なるのが楽しみだ HONE にて ALOND 午前2時 PHONE も静かになるオレンジ突然におセンチ報われぬ魂退屈しのぎに命かけた恋はいい気持ちドキドキとかやきもきとかするのさ適度にもうゴリゴリ重たい付き合いよりお利口に楽しい片思いでこの恋はいつまでも長持ちこの胸の痛みは確かに孤独へのビタミン鏡の中の涙は明日へのスタミナさあ恋してりゃ人生も輝く俺は主役で観客君は脇役っていうかいなくていい役分かりかけたようやくつまり君の瞳に映る俺に乾杯乾杯乾杯乾杯君の瞳に映る俺に乾杯乾杯乾杯バチバチ飲め花立ち立ち待ち舞いちまった彼女は So I just got back from the session and I landed my first 50-50 on a flat bar. Yes. And my theory was right. Observing how my friend Luis and other people who can do 50-50s, it truly is like the adjustment of like finding a way to really stay on top of the rail and have your whole body really in balance with the rail and not be sort of leaning out of it. because I think that ultimately really allows our foot to have so much more control over the board when it comes to popping out of the rail. Or not popping out, but like even rolling out of the rail. Because when you are really off balance, it really makes the board flips, and it's really interesting, you know. And it's like there's a few micro adjustments, you know. There's a lot of adjustments that I need to do, right? You can see how my body is still sort of leaning back a little bit and is very stiff, right? So like my next adjustments really when it comes to making my 50-50s feels more comfortable, it really is about having my upper body feel more relaxed, right? And having my body slightly more hunched over the rail, right? Instead of like trying to be falling back. And I think ultimately that's going to allow me to feel more comfortable and allow me to do things more freely, you know. But I am super stoked. You know, it's been 2 years since I've been working on this trick, and I'm very happy about it. So please, you know, if you are working on anything, regardless if it's a skateboarding trick or, you know, a business or anything, be okay referring back to your fundamentals, right? The basics, and really looking at like adjustments and what do you think you're doing wrong and what it is making you feel like things are a little bit off, right? And really try to figure it out, the details, because I think those are the little things that truly allow things to progress. But I'm very stoked. I hope my journey is helping you feel like there's hope, right? And there is more opportunities to grow. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
男たちの中の血が騒ぎ出し一人歩きする第三の足が Oh my god それにつけても気立ての良くない My god わがままだらだら頭悪そうな見かけのまま My ex girlfriend 疲れ果て昔の彼女にフォンコール One call Two ゴール目で受話器をこう